Well, hello friends, welcome back to a weekly vlog, or really probably more so a daily vlog. We'll see what this video turns into, but I hope y'all had a very happy new year. I haven't done a vlog in I don't even know how long, so that'd be fun to kind of kickstart the new year and catch y'all up on some things. I really desperately need to do my lip color real quick, so I thought I would show y'all what I've been wearing lately. This is a NYX lip liner in the color Nude Truffle, and I feel like for me it's a bit darker than what I typically do. I need a little mirror. It kind of gives a little bit more of a 90s look, but I'm kind of into it right now, so that's what I've been wearing lately. I feel like it also shows up really nicely in photos. Wow, my lips could use some moisture too. I'm just going to quickly line my lips. I'll zoom in so you can see the details, I guess. Could definitely use some Revision lip balm at the moment, but don't have that with me. And then this is a favorite of mine. I've worn this, is it almost 2 years now? This is the color 219. And I always recommend ordering like things like Dior and Chanel Beauty directly from them, because you always get really good packaging. Like my last order, I got this little pouch and I use this to like keep my lip products safe in my handbags. Obviously it depends on your rewards though. Like if you prefer to shop at Sephora or Nordstrom or Ulta, you can do that too, but I like to order those direct. I also got this really pretty box too in my last order. Let me show y'all. So this is their like holiday gift packaging. This was just for my beauty order, so definitely recommend direct, and of course I'll have it linked for you down below if you're wanting to shop any of the products in today's video. All right, I popped the fire on, which I don't do too often, but I'm always cold and I feel like it gives a cozy vibe in here. But gosh, I feel like there's so much to catch y'all up on. Today's actually my birthday. Not sure when this video is going to go up, but today's January 4th, which is my birthday. Hence the really fun pajamas. I was like, these would be fun to wear for my birthday, I guess. They're from Amazon. I'll link them down below. I just want to note they are like on the shorter side. So the sleeves are shorter and the length on the legs is also shorter. So just a heads up there. But this is the blush pink color. They'd be fun for like a girls' night or like a little vacay. You can even like dress them up if you're wanting, like, why do I say like so much? Oh my gosh, I'm annoying myself. But you can dress them up with heels, like, oh my gosh. 2024 is the year that we're gonna stop using words like that maybe. But you can dress it up with heels if you're gonna be staying in the house for like dinner, for like, oh my gosh. Wow. Having to do some inner work this year, I guess, to stop those words because I'm annoying myself. Anyway, as far as birthday plans goes, I am just doing dinner tonight with Tim and Josie at one of my favorite spots. It's like our go-to dinner spot for celebrations. It's called Prime 120 in downtown Woodstock. Their steak is phenomenal. They have a jalapeno cheddar mac and cheese, which is phenomenal. And we usually get the Brussels sprouts as well. Sadly, my family couldn't make it because they are still sort of recovering from COVID. My dad got it right before the holiday, which is never fun because I couldn't see him. But it also was complicated because Tim and I were leaving for the UK on Christmas Day, and Josie was going to be staying with them. She did end up staying with them. And we kind of quarantined him in the house. And my mom ended up getting sick while we were gone. But thankfully, Josie has been good so far. So hopefully she does not get sick. But goodness, stuff is just going around right now. I feel like everyone I know is sick. I was sick after Thanksgiving with potentially like RSV, just cold-like symptoms. Josie had it as well. Anyway, I guess I can catch y'all up on our trip. So if you don't follow me over on Instagram, Tim and I went to Manchester for a Manchester United game we flew out Christmas Day. The game was on Boxing Day, and that's one of Tim's lifelong childhood dreams, honestly, like 30 years in the making type of thing. It was one of his bucket list trips, so really fun that we made that happen. And it was awesome because we booked most of the trip with credit card points. But anywho, in today's video, I know I have a luxury haul to share with y'all from my trip overseas. So we went to Paris for a day, and I ended up splurging quite a bit. So I thought it'd be fun to show y'all what I purchased. Typically I don't do designer hauls. Like, it just kind of makes me uncomfortable, I guess, because I never want it to come off as bragging. But 2024, I feel like I'm just gonna worry less about who I can offend on the internet, because in all honesty, it's like really not hard to do that. And if I keep filtering myself, then there's nothing I could share, basically, because something will always offend someone. So if you don't like luxury hauls, I guess don't watch this video. I don't know. I'm sure you still will, but anywho, I also do want to share a updated home tour. Not in this video, but that will be coming soon, because we're coming up on a year that we've moved in, and I know the last time I showed y'all around our house was an empty house tour, so that is on my agenda for this month. And I also have some new home projects that hopefully we'll get started with soon, so I'll walk you through some of those as well. The lighting's a little bit better over here. I think the light over there was just too much, washing me out a little bit. Anyway, look, I need to catch my breath. I have been rambling. It's been a while since I have filmed a YouTube video, so I'm just like kind of a little excited, which I honestly haven't felt in forever. So I guess that's another thing I can talk to y'all about. It's January 4th, and I do still have my tree up. I ended up taking Christmas down 2 days ago. Obviously, we were out of town until the 1st anyway, but I wanted to get it all down because we had our cleaners come yesterday, but I wanted to leave up the tree through the weekend. So it is bare, but I'm gonna be sad when it's gone. It's just a cozy little corner over here. Look at the feather, like, creating some interest in this shot. I am bummed I never got around to sharing my holiday home tour, which, I don't know, it just fell off my radar, I guess, and I was in survival mode, honestly, during the holidays, which I feel like is how it always is, because I did travel quite a bit during December, on top of it being typically a busier work month. But if you are curious how our home looked for the holidays, I did post a tour on Instagram as like a reel, and I posted me decorating our kitchen. So there's 2 reels I'll link down below if you want to see. I love how it turned out. It was just very neutral, very me, and it was just nice to spend our first Christmas in this house. We have honestly still been loving it just as much as when we bought it, and it just always has felt like home. I don't know if I've shared this art piece with y'all. Let me show y'all a little bit better look. So we put this in a couple months ago, but my aunt painted this. Her Instagram handle is Victoria Jackson Art, and she can always make a commission for you any size that you like. Obviously this one is enormous because our fireplace is 2 stories. But also this little house, I just got distracted, but this was one of Josie's little Christmas gifts, and it's so cute. It's a great like kid activity to keep her busy, so she can go in here and color it and all of the things. Josie's down for her nap, so I need to do a little bit of work. I have a video that I can upload, so I need to work on that and link it and all of that stuff. But before I do, I thought it'd be fun to show y'all a little what I got for Christmas haul. So first, these are just sitting right here, but funny, my mom got me this Taylor Swift book, and it's funny because I already have it because Tim got it for Josie and I last year, which is why she didn't. I think she's had it for a while, and she was like, I saw you already had this, but oh well. And then my brother got me the Taylor Swift Time magazine, which I'm so excited about because I could not find it here in Atlanta. I was like, thank you. So I'm excited to look through this. And I know I got a candle, which is downstairs from them. Tim's mom got me this hiking backpack, which I'm kind of second guessing now since it is white. Not necessarily the most practical choice for a hiking backpack, but y'all know I love my light colors. So that one's from the North Face. I did put that on my like gift ideas note. I think I mentioned this in my video where I shared what I was gifting my friends and family, but Tim and I have a shared note where we put just random gift ideas on. Like I had gift ideas for Josie, and then we can add things that we're looking at, and it just makes it a lot easier to get gift ideas for each other whenever we need them, you know, birthdays, anniversary, that type of thing. And I feel like it's also good for me because then I don't buy myself everything necessarily, you know, which I know it sounds selfish, but I know some of y'all will understand. So that was something that I had on my wish list. And then Tim's gift, y'all, he blew it out of the park. And it's so funny because now I realized why I was getting ads for this, but it still was totally not on my radar at all. But he got me this ring stack. There you go. Let me take this one off. So he got me this ring stack from Jackson Hole Jewelers, I think is what it's called. I'll put the info down below, but we saw this when we were there in September, and it's just so special because I love Jackson, and I don't know, it's just really unique and gorgeous jewelry. Although I do think it might be a tad big. I know it's winter, so rings fit bigger during the winter anyway, but I feel like it still might be a little big, especially the diamond, like plain diamond band, which if I wanted to wear on its own, I feel like I need to get that one sized down a little bit. But yeah, so he got the rose gold. He said that this was supposed to be my Christmas gift and this was supposed to be my birthday gift, but they packaged it all together. And I was like, oh well. So yeah, that was such a special surprise and I love it. And then if you're curious what ring this is, everyone thinks it's an aura ring when I get asked about it, but it's actually an ultra human ring. Very similar concept. Although the best part about it is you don't have to pay the subscription for it, which ends up making it significantly less expensive, and it pretty much does the same thing. So Tim and I have both been wearing these for the past month or so. I wish I wore it on the plane we flew to Amsterdam to make a connecting flight, and I didn't bring this, but I wish I did because the sleep data definitely would have been very telling. I'm like, because it never feels like you sleep great on those overnight international flights. And I was also very sick on that flight. The first half was quite bumpy and I was not thriving. I was like taking off my sweatshirt and like pulling my pants up and like fanning myself just to survive. But we survived. I'm not complaining at all. But y'all know I get very motion sick, so that was not fun. So I'm gonna stop rambling. I have some DMs to get to. I'm gonna post on Instagram and work on getting a video up. So I'll check in with y'all in a bit. Also, I totally forgot. I also got from my parents some travel accessories from a brand that I really like called Bag All. I can't link them on LTK, which is a bummer, but I have like their makeup vanity, makeup bag, and they have cute little bows on them. And they got me the hair tools one for like, it fits an air wrap, but on the inside it's also great for hot tools for traveling. And then like some shoe bags, laundry bag, just cool things like that, because I love cute travel stuff and I get a lot of use out of them. So that was another gift I forgot to mention. Always cold problems. Gotta set up my heating pad so I can sit here and get a little work done, but it also always makes me a little more tired and unproductive. So hopefully I can knock everything out before that happens. This is the best heating pad, by the way. It's like super soft and it doesn't feel as wiry, I guess, as a lot of others. thought I would show y'all a little bit of the behind the scenes on what I'm working on. So I'm gonna post something on Instagram, and something that I started doing a couple months ago is automating things. So if you don't feel like going to the Like to Know It app to find it, I can set up this automation, and it will, if you comment a specific word, I always usually do link, then it will automatically DM you the links to whatever post you're commenting on. I don't do it for every single post because you do have to do it on desktop. Yeah, it just makes it really simple. So now what I'm doing is posting it into the LTK app. So this is what the back end of it looks like. I just pick the photo that I'm gonna post. I'm just gonna pick this one to make it easy. And then I link everything. I'm just gonna do the caption after. But all of the products, so I kind of organize it in all like hundreds of folders through the years. I essentially organize them just based on that content that I'm sharing. So you can see this is like 2024 trends. That's a video that I'm doing. I don't always do them for videos. Like usually, like that says 2022 end sale. A lot of times I'll just do, for example, Abercrombie 2024, and then I'll save everything that I want to share from Abercrombie throughout the year in that folder just to make it easy to find. Otherwise, I mean, it is just, I don't even know how many products I've saved in LTK over the years, but just is sometimes impossible to find, like just finding products just to get a link. So if someone asks me for that, it just makes it a little bit easier to find. And that's also how I link my YouTube videos as well. So yeah, that's how it works. And then if I have a new product to save, I can do this on my phone too, but I just have a little, I don't know what these are called, honestly, but I just click that button and then I save it here, and then I'll start a folder. Honestly, maybe I already have a stock folder. This isn't something I expect to share that often. I know I have a basics folder, so I'm just going to save it in there just in case. But then I can also copy the link. Sometimes it is a little glitchy, which can be annoying, and also sometimes, like, for example, if I'm linking a YouTube video and a ton of different things, I'll be copying and pasting it into the description, and I don't know what happens, but it's like it doesn't copy correctly. And so sometimes if the links are wrong, that's what happened, is it I'm just copying and pasting too quickly, which can be annoying. That's one thing one of my goals for this year is to hire, I have a virtual assistant. I've worked with her since 2020, and she is fabulous. She actually lives local to me, but I want to hire an in-house assistant just to have a little bit more hands-on help with things as far as linking my YouTube videos and all these other random tasks. So I actually am meeting with a friend next week. We used to work together as PTs, and it just kind of randomly came up. So we're gonna have a chat and see if that could potentially be a good fit for that position. I think that might help my mental load, I guess, with things. Obviously, the more you can outsource, the more you can truly get done at the end of the day. So that would be a nice thing if it ends up working out. But yeah, not sure if like the back end stuff is interesting to y'all, but I'm sure maybe one person will find it interesting. So I thought I would share. All right, the time has come. Let's talk about the damage that I did when I was in Europe. I also wanted to share my experience with the VAT return and how that works too, in case you have any questions about it. If I don't answer your question, feel free to leave a comment and I'll try to get to it. I'm not an expert by any means. I've only shopped in Paris twice, once in 2019. That's when I bought my black classic flat from Chanel. I went to the original store. And it's crazy because in 2019, I bought it in October, and I remember the total was $4,700, or yeah, I think in total it came down to dollars on my card as $4,700. And looking at I had a brain fart, but thinking now, the price of that bag is over $10,000, which is just insane. That's how much they've increased the price in 4 years. because they've had multiple price increases. Plus it is cheaper when you purchase overseas because you're not paying the import taxes and you get the VAT return. So let me chat about what that is. Basically, if you're shopping in a country that's part of the European Union, then essentially they don't make you pay their taxes, which is 12%. So when you purchase the item, you pay for the tax, and then they give you some paperwork. And before you leave the country, so either at the airport or the train station, they have kiosks that you just scan your, like you basically go through their prompts and just to verify that you're in the country, and then it automatically goes back onto your card. Like the tax return goes back onto your card a couple of days later. So you're getting that 12% back, plus you're not paying the import fees. So typically you can save a pretty good amount, especially when you're shopping designer goods, because 12% adds up pretty quickly. And for a lot of designers, they are stationed in France, so that's where you can typically get the best price. But it's always good to do the conversion because the US dollar conversion rate changes literally every single day. And also on that note, in London, that is no longer the case because they are no longer a part of the European Union. So you do have to pay the 12% tax. And so in my opinion, it's really not worth shopping because you'll actually end up paying more. Learn that the hard way, and I'll get to that in a minute. A lot of the sales associates said that, oh, we can ship it to you and you don't have to pay that 12% tax, but it does depend on what state you're shipping it to as to how much tax you're going to pay. So if you're shipping it to California, that is not going to save you anything. You'll end up paying more probably just with their tax regulations. So it really depends on the state, and they honestly can't tell you or give you an idea of what that's going to be because you might have to pay import taxes and your sales tax on top of that. So that also may not end up saving you any money either. So that is kind of a gamble there. One of the associates that I talked to in Chanel, she was honestly amazing. She said that she typically doesn't recommend doing that because it could end up being more in the end. Anyway, that's my experience with shopping overseas, and to answer hopefully any questions, it is pretty simple. I would just keep that paperwork on file, and when you get to the US, you are supposed to declare anything that you purchase as well, and a lot of times they do make you pay a little bit of a tax. Like, I'm not sure honestly, because my experience both times, I don't know if I just got lucky, but they didn't make me pay anything. I'm pretty sure I did just get lucky there. I think flying in on New Year's Eve may have had something to do with that, because I know my friend went last year and she did have to pay the tax on it. So I think that's just kind of a gamble. But let's get into the goodies that I bought while in London and Paris. So the first thing that I'll mention is something that I'm wearing right now, and this was the one thing that I did have on my wish list going over there. I actually intended to get the solid yellow gold Alhambra pendant from Van Cleef because if you didn't know, I purchased a dupe of it last year, which I'm not typically, like, I don't share dupes and like promote them. I did at one point before I knew how damaging it was, but I was curious because I was curious on getting it full price, and I was like, am I going to end up wearing this? Because I honestly don't wear necklaces a ton. For one, at the time, Josie would pull on them, and yeah, I just don't gravitate towards a lot of necklaces, so I really didn't know if I was going to wear it a lot. And it turns out that I really liked wearing that necklace, so it's been like turning now, and I just intended on getting that version. However, when I first went to Harrods because I thought it'd be fun to get something at Harrods, and they basically explained to me that the yellow gold and the solid pendants will mattify over time and not be as sparkly as they are currently in store, because when you do see them in person in their stores, they are so reflective, and all the little, I don't know, engravings, I guess, the little lines really hits the light. But they did say with everyday wear they will smooth out a bit and they won't reflect as much. So I tried on the diamond versions and ended up loving them as well. I mean, I loved all of the pieces, like they're really beautiful. but I ended up getting the yellow gold diamond version. I was torn on actually getting the white gold because it looked really good with the outfit that I was wearing at the time. I was wearing a black turtleneck with a houndstooth herringbone, I don't remember which one it was, skirt. I'll put a photo of it here. And it just really popped. But I think for everyday wear, I ended up going with the yellow gold because it didn't seem as dressy as the white gold did, just for daily wear. So that is the piece that I purchased in London. However, I did end up spending more on it in London than I would have if I just bought it here in the States. So yeah, I wouldn't necessarily recommend purchasing things in London unless it's like a London-based brand maybe. Because I did purchase the White Company cashmere socks from Harrods. But honestly, didn't have a good experience with that either because I wore them for one day and they already have an enormous hole in them. So I'm not sure what happened there. Harrods didn't have the yellow gold version in the solid or the diamond, so I didn't end up buying it from Harrods, but we went to the flagship store on New Bond Street, which is definitely my personal favorite area in London. It's so festive. It's where all the girlies are taking their Instagram photos and they're all dressed up, super cute. I would get there early if you're wanting to do photos there. But it was funny because we went to Ralph's for coffee and Tim was like, oh, there's another Van Cleef over there. And I was like, oh, I didn't even know it was right there. So he is the one who kind of pointed it out and made this happen. But it's a piece that I know I'll wear every day. And I guess the one perk of it is Van Cleef is actually a sponsor of the royal family. And I was talking to my associate about that, like how I love Kate Middleton style and following that. And he was like, well, we are a sponsor of them. And for our clients last year, we put on an event where the royals actually attended it. So he's like, next time you're in London, let me know and I'll hook y'all up with something. And I was like, I will. So hopefully that's the reason I paid more. I don't know. I guess it's a fun memory too. Anyway, I rambled on long enough about the necklace. So I actually did want to share another bag that I purchased earlier in the month, but not overseas. So this little handbag was a huge surprise to me. Red is definitely not a color that I have a lot of in my wardrobe. And something about it just really spoke to me. I think it honestly is like a pretty sexy looking red handbag if I do say so myself. But I love this style of bag. So for one, it has the top handle. This is the Miss Dior bag. Comes in a bunch of color options, but it has a longer strap so you can wear it crossbody. You can shorten the strap and wear it on your shoulder. And it fits a surprising amount of stuff because it has sort of that wallet on a chain type of feature where it does expand out. And I took this on my trip and loved the pop of red. I had a red nail and one night I did a red lipstick with it and it was a great little bag for the trip. I was worried about it getting wet. Obviously being in Europe in the winter time, it's very rainy and this is lambskin, so not something that you want to necessarily get wet, but I just kept it safe under my coat and umbrella and it was totally fine. It does also have a back sleeve pocket. Oh, there's something in here. Let's see. Tags. The Dior tag, but also my associate for Van Cleef and also my associate at Chanel. She was great. Her name was Katina. She was fabulous. All right, so most of my damage was done in Paris and we did a day trip to Paris. So first thing I wanted to share is an Hermes scarf and I've been wanting to pick one out to frame either in my closet or my office, and I finally found one that kind of spoke to me and it wasn't super loud because most of their scarves are very colorful and pretty loud, and I was able to find a neutral option that will work for my very neutral home. But the reason this one really spoke to me, so this is, I think they call it the Paris flagship or the Hermes flagship. It comes in a bunch of color options, but it has this huge Parisian boat on it. I need to look up a little bit more of the history behind it, but I know that's very meaningful for the Parisian culture. And there's like sailboats all along the print, And my grandfather was a sailor, and that was his one true passion. My grandparents actually lived on a sailboat for 12 years in the Bahamas, like a tiny sailboat. Just wow. And honestly, he is one of the most incredible people like ever. I mean, their story is unreal, but my grandfather was a World War II vet. He actually joined the Canadian Air Force because the US wasn't in the World War II at the time, and he wanted to fight. So he was a pilot, and his plane was shot down by Nazis, and he was captured and in a Nazi prison, and he dug the holes from the Great Escape. He didn't actually escape himself, but he dug the holes and he journaled it all, and we have all of these amazing drawings from his time in Nazi, like a prisoner of war, which is just insane. Yeah, there's even more to their story, which is amazing. But long story short, the sailboats really spoke to me there. And if I ever do have a son one day, I want to name him after my grandfather. And then there is also, in another corner, there's like a band. I wish there was a keyboard because my dad plays keyboard, but I thought the band also kind of spoke to me because my dad has played in a band my whole life. Basically, he plays keyboard. It's into like country rock band, and just growing up, that was a big part of me growing up, I guess, and why I love music so much. So yeah, that's a little story behind this scarf. So I'm not sure if I'll frame it and put it in my office or my closet, but either way, that was a fun purchase. Sadly, I did not get a bag appointment. I kind of learned that doing a one-day trip to Paris makes that nearly impossible unless they just so happen to not be busy, which is these days not really going to happen. But to make an appointment, you have to be in Paris. Otherwise, they'll just block you from accessing the webpage. So yeah, that was not in the cards this trip, but good to know for next time, because a Kelly bag is definitely on my long-term wish list. I will just not ever buy one secondhand because I don't, like, the prices of them are doubled than what you can get one in store. So one day I'll have a classic Kelly bag, but just not now. I have more than enough bags though to make me happy if I do never get one. So then we went to Chanel. We went to a couple different Chanel locations, but I actually ended up finding what I wanted at the original store again. So I think it's 31 Rue Cambon, and that's the original store, and that's the store where you can get the white boxes and bag. It's the only location that you can get the white boxes, which makes it a little extra special. And I do always like shopping more so on trips. Like, I wouldn't just want to like go to Chanel and buy a bag here, I guess, unless it was something I was dying to have, of course. But most of the bags that I've purchased have been on trips and really take me back to that time. Like, my first designer bag was my Gucci Soho Disco, and I bought it on my honeymoon with my like first check as a physical therapist. So just things like that always just make them way more meaningful, and I don't know, gives it, I guess, just makes it more special. So anyway, the first bag that I wanted to share, I've had a pink handbag on my wish list and just have not found the right shade. They're either, most of the time they're too warm or too bright for me, but I just wanted that perfect blush. Y'all know the shade that I'm going for. And I finally found it. And I found this little cutie. I'm not sure the style. I could not find the tag, so I'm going to text the SA and see if she can maybe look it up, because I know that's helpful to have the numbers and the color code specifically if you're shopping for a Chanel bag or trying to locate one. But I was so excited about this bag because I have always wanted a like square mini, and those almost always come in lambskin, and I love lambskin, but for every day it's just not the most practical. So I loved that this looks like a square mini, but it's in caviar, and it's just the perfect little bubblegum shade of pink and champagne hardware. Has the longer strap and then a little back pocket. This one is more like flexible and squishy, so I actually put something on the bottom to keep it from potentially like buckling in as easily. But just a sweet little pink crossbody bag. And I also bought a chain shortener on Amazon. They're like these interesting shapes, and you can essentially just clasp the chains in here. Whenever it comes in, I'll show y'all. But you can just shorten the strap on the inside. So I bought that to try, because I typically like my crossbodies to hit like right here, and this one does hang down a little bit lower, so I think that will be an easy solution, and it was only $7. And then the other bag that I bought is actually one that I first bought it in London, and again, if you can buy it in Paris, you will save more money plus the 12% VAT return. So I kind of had to hunt it down at a couple of different Chanel stores, but the original one, hence another white box, had it in stock. It was actually in the back. It wasn't on the floor or anything yet. Side note, if you're wishing that it was more of an unboxing, I shared the unboxing on TikTok. But this might be a surprise to y'all, but I fell in love with this little bag. For one, it is lambskin, and I've always wanted I was torn when I got my classic flap between the lambskin and the caviar, and I went with the caviar because it's just more practical. And I more so like the vintage look of lambskin, like the vintage flaps that aren't as puffy and new looking. I really like that look. I personally like vintage Chanel more so than the new Chanel. Just the quality is amazing, and I don't know, something about it I'm a fan of. So this bag really felt vintage to me. I think with the lambskin and even this larger logo, because I have a vintage flap from the 90s that has a larger logo. And what I like about this bag is you can also wear it crossbody or on the shoulder, and it's very slim. So I thought this would be great for travel too, because it would fit easily. Like I could have easily worn this in New York and it would have fit under my coat really nicely, when you don't necessarily want your bag as like on display, I guess. So I thought this one would be perfect for that. And you can also dress it up nicely too. And it's just a really great size. This is actually the large. They have a smaller option, but that felt more like a wallet to me and wouldn't fit my phone. So yeah, that is what I purchased while in Paris. Definitely did some damage. So Strawberry Chic will be paying me a distribution bonus, basically. That's the perk of owning your own business. And I think that's everything. I did buy Josie a little Harrods bear, which was so cute. It was in a bag, and it was just this cute little bear, and it has Harrods on it. So I thought that was just like a perfect little gift for her. And yeah, that's everything I purchased. So let me know what y'all think. I'm like rambling because I always feel a little uncomfortable talking about designer stuff, but it's 2024 and we are caring less what other people think, I guess. All right, we're heading out for my birthday dinner. I wanted to quickly show y'all my outfit. I feel like winter birthdays are always more challenging because I always want to wear a fun dress, but it's just freezing and blow outside. So I feel like I made it work. Wearing this Hill House dress, one of my favorites. I wore this in the plaza for a photo shoot. Bless you! And it was so fun. But I'm finally wearing it out of the house. It does have sparkle and it will shed, so just a heads up there. But it's such a fun, like, special occasion dress for like a shower. She's touching my phone. I don't want her to DM somebody. Okay. And then I'm wearing the space layer from Spanx. My Spanx code is Amanda John X Spanx for 10% off. Bringing out the OG. This was my very first Chanel bag. It's vintage from the 90s. And I love it. And then I went with these boots from Revolve. I also am wearing like white wool tights underneath for warmth. I had a white... You want to show them your outfit?
Yeah.
Okay. Josie girl is wearing an H&M tulle dress. You want to do a little twirl? Yeah, she actually wore this for Halloween 2 years ago. She was a little strawberry. It was so cute. And then she insisted on wearing a bag. So she's wearing this little clutch from Loeffler Randall. Anyway, back to the boots. I had a whiter boot, but they were chunkier on the bottom. And these just look better. So even though they're a little more cream, we're just going to go with it. So that's my birthday outfit of the night. One of my favorite dresses. I got it off of my clothing rack here, which are some of my favorite pieces. So excited to finally wear it out. We're going, I already mentioned this, but it's one of my favorite restaurants, Prime 120. Me twirling? So nice. All right, we gotta go. We're gonna be late. Hello friends, so it's the next day. I realized I didn't end the vlog, so I just wanted to hop on and officially close out this vlog. I feel like I just keep filming things and I'm like, this is gonna be way too long. Like this vlog already had like what I got for Christmas, the luxury haul, a huge catch up, and then I just filmed a closet tour and I'm like, this needs to be separate videos. So I think the next vlog I'll share my current closet organization and a tour of that. If any of y'all need like motivation to reorganize your closet, declutter, that type of thing, maybe that will be next vlog. So let me know if y'all want to see that. But I hope you enjoyed today's vlog. If you did and want to see more, definitely give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.